Hello everyone, George here, and I am working on Five Nights at Freddy's. I've decided to do a live stream because quite frankly I'm tired of recording videos, waiting for them to be processed by myself, and then eventually put out there. You'll notice that this video is actually video 130, and I've only released like video 123, 124, which means there's quite a bit of difference between what I'm showing you now and what I've actually accomplished. So let's go ahead and move on. So let's grab one of these tables. We're going to go ahead and bring this into Substance Painter and make it look somewhat interesting. So go ahead and go to, well, actually, we need to go to the outliner, don't we? So party room, open party room up. We got party room table 4, and we have, it looks like everything's properly labeled for the most part. Now we're probably going to have to make textures for these. And you know what? It might be a good idea for us to, right off the bat, go into UVs, UV Editor, and take a look at what we had designed way back a long time ago when I first did all this nonsense. So there's our table, it looks like. We got a star. What is the star for? The star's for the front, it looks like. So we have a star right there. We have the actual table over there. That's all fine. We have other aspects of it, the lower portions of them separated out as UVs. Let's look at the table now. The table's broken down there and there and there. That's good. And what about the hats? Well, the hats look like crap. Okay, let's make the hats a little bit better. Let's grab, why not? Let's grab all the hats. Why not? All of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. UV and, actually no, let's do 1. So UV planar from the top. There's our hat. Now, does our hat have anything on the bottom? That's the question. And no, they don't. Nothing is on the bottom for our hats. So let's figure out what the heck we're going to do with these darn things. So let's scroll them down. It looks like we put them in one of the coordinates here. We're going to do that there, I suppose. That's good enough. And we'll just say it's fine for what we're dealing with at the moment. We'll duplicate the UV coordinates later on. Doesn't really matter for what we're dealing with. And let's go ahead. Actually, it does, doesn't it? So let's go ahead and grab each one. Go to Modify and let's see, Mesh. Transfer Attributes. And we're going to transfer the UV coordinates for each of these, I think. G. So U and U, G. U and U, G, and U and U, G as well. Okay, so we have all of them set up. So now we're going to go back under our UVs for our UV editor. We're going to grab, so we have all of them selected right now. We only need one at a time. So let's grab, let's see, so we have 1 and 2. So the first one is going to be the same as the last one. Then we'll grab this one, and we will use our transform tools to move it about. So going over here to UV shell, we will grab it and hit X and move it there. We'll do the same thing for the other one, which is right somewhere. Object mode, there we go. So any second you want to actually select something that's worth something, I will go along with you. So there we go. Vertex, whatever, F8 twice to get out of this mode. Okay, apparently there's something wrong with my keyboard. Am I clicking on something that shouldn't be clicked? F8, F8 twice. I cannot unselect things. Let's see, is my selection stuck? So up here, we can see whether or not it's actually capped at something. So let's go to expand, and it's not locked to any particular object. So that's... But I am, of course, stuck in this menu, which is annoying the HELL out of me. What is going on? Unselect, click somewhere else, deselect. Even escape does not get me out of the object, which means Maya itself has gone into some sort of BS mode. So we're going to close Maya, we're going to save it real quick, and let's open it back up. All right, let's try this again now. So file, recent files, floor layout 08, and let's grab something, and now we actually have a way of dealing with things. So UVs, UV editor, right there. We've got that one that works out properly. We're going to grab the next one. We're going to go to W, and we're going to move this down. Right click, let's go to UV shell, X, and move it somewhere in there. That's good. Grab the next one, and W, X that thing somewhere down and somewhat over. And everyone's doing that. That's not a good idea. Let's just grab U. So object mode, U. And let's go to now shell mode. So let's go to F8. F8, please. Shift. And let's do it over here. Why not? UV shells. Let's grab U and go to X. Move you somewhere over there. Why are all of you doing what that one does? You're not in the same group. What the hell does it matter? Seriously. Alright, you know what? Screw this crap. I'm tired of this. F8, grab you, hide it, so I don't have to deal with any of your BS. We're going to grab all of you now. We're going to do a UV. We're going to go to planar, and we're going to make sure that all of you are put properly in your place. Grab all of you, and we're going to rotate you 90 degrees. And I hope you enjoy that. I really do. So let's go to transform and do a rotate. There we are. UV shell. Grab them, move them on over here. That's exactly what we want. Now we need to make sure that these are laid out properly. So shift right click, and layout. Let's go to layout UVWs. And under here, we're going to do, that's all fine, that's good, that's good. Yes, and what we want to make sure is that we pack each one separately. So let's hit apply. There we are. And now that we have them all packed up, we're going to reduce them down a bit. And I'm going to make sure that they take up less than a quarter of each space so that I can work with this properly. So now we're going to grab each one of these and hopefully move them to the proper place. And I do mean each one of these, not all of them, please, Maya. Thank you. Grab you. And grab you, maybe grab you, and there we are. So now we've got some hats with something different going on for a change. So we've got blue, green, red, light blue, and green going on right there. That works for me. Let's save that. Let's grab the whole darn table for a change. Let's see. Come on, come on. Someone's got to be in this. F8, go to object mode. Up, please, save, file, export selected, let's see, yeah, export selected. Let's go up a layer and up another layer to Substance Painter. And under Substance Painter is everything that we're actually going to do. SP, FBX imports, and we're going to call this, what are we going to call it actually? Party room table. Enter. Now let's go into Substance Painter, File, New, Select, and Party Room Table. We're going to make these at 2048. Hit OK. Those are our tables. We are going to need to import in several different materials to actually make this work. So let's go to File, Import Resources, Add Resource, and FNAF. Let's scroll down, look under Textures, I suppose, and start looking for what we have. So we have Party Hat, Party Chair, and what else? I guess that's it for right now. I know we have a party table. Oh, party, that's the curtains actually. So you have those two. Let's import them and do a few more maybe. So let's go to Add resources and security room, bathroom, backstage. Where are the other ones? Where did they go? So here's under Photoshop. So those are the PSD files. Where are the bathroom, security room, title sequence, backstage? No, none of them work. Where did I put these? Okay, when in doubt, let's go into Unity and find them ourselves. So FNAF, and let's find a Night at Georgie's, assets, and we are going to look for the tables. And that's going to be under levels, party room. We have the chair, the hat, the table, and the cloth. And let's open all of them in. And of course, all of these are going to be equal to what texture type. And hit OK. Import them all into the current session. So now we have everything we need to hopefully work on these particular objects. Now once again, I'm going to work with these as being more realistic than not. So let's get going with that. Materials actually. Let's do solo mode. So now we're doing with the chairs. So the chairs themselves are composed of two parts, actually three: leather, gold, and then the bottom base of that. And we're going to need to do one for each. So let's do gold for first. And let's see, black mask. Let's go to let's see, mask please. And we're going to need to do element selection and buy entire thing. And what we want to do is actually select, oh, that didn't work, most of all of this. So let's go back to faces, put it onto black, and deselect the faces in the background so those are removed from what we're dealing with. Good. Okay. So that works for what we're dealing with. Oh, no, we missed one. There we are, and there we are, I believe. Right? Yeah, looks good to me. Okay, so those are the gold stars we have on the cloth. Next up, we need an actual leather texture. And what do we have so far? We have leather soft, lizard scales. Okay, let's look up the Substance website really quick and see what they have. Maybe they have something that looks more akin to the Maya standard leather. And bring that over here. And let's go under leather, which they have 20. Ooh, crocodile leather actually is probably the best one for us to work with. So let me log in off screen. Here we go. So go back to leather, and I already have it apparently. Let's download it to this computer and take a look at it once it actually pops up. Any minute now. Okay, just finished, and there's crocodile leather. Bring that in here. Great. And I think I'm going to want this texture to be more than one. Let's do 2. Yeah, that looks pretty nice actually. But I do not want the UVs. I mean, I'm not UVs. I do not want the normals and everything else affecting higher layers. So what we need to do is go under base color and select, whoops, let's make sure that works properly. Let's go to base color, height, and change that to replace. And the same thing for normal. Let's go to replace again under the gold pure portion of this. Now we still have that coming through, so let me look at why that might happen. So we have height, replace, rough metallic, metallic, and normal. So there's the crocodile leather. Why is that coming through? Can I refresh this? No. That's... Oh, wait. Let's select the gold pure layer, the mask of it, and now go to height. That's also replaced, isn't it? Normal. You know, usually this happens when the program itself is wrong. And that's what I'm assuming is happening here. There's something wrong with the program. Because I've set the replacement up just... Oh, no. If the gold pure does not include maps for those layers, like normal and height, as we just saw right there, it's not going to replace them and it won't look proper. So we'll go with those ones right there. Okay. So we'll keep those. Once again, I'm assuming these are stained and nasty. So we should probably do something about that. And what's the best way to deal with that? And unfortunately, that's usually by throwing down a rust layer, making it something gross, maybe a brown color, something that you would not want to sit on yourself. Throwing down all the maps, and then bringing in something like a smart mask that's going to work with it properly. So we've got our ground layer right here. What will happen if we do that? So it comes up from the... Let's not do that one. Let's do dust subtle. And I'm not seeing much of anything here. Okay, let's try moss. And affect these values. So there's levels, so we'll significantly reduce the levels. And reduce the contrast as well. A lot. Okay. Actually, you know what? Maybe we'll make them a little bit higher. And on top of this, we're going to put the ground dirt layer on it. So it comes from the bottom up. So let's go to this one right here and see what we can deal with. So there's that layer. And I'm not liking what I see at the moment. Oh, I didn't bake this stuff. So bake textures, bake all. That's going to help everything we're doing right now. So give it, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds to do that and we'll be good to go. Okay, so now we've got this affecting the lower area of it. Position says it's not good, but it is. There we go, position map right there. And we can increase the levels a bit to make it actually impact the upper areas. I'm gonna, let's see, play with some of these things a bit. So we'll decrease the dirt height, maybe. So there it goes down to there. And the dirt doesn't look right still. So let's go back to rust. Go back to dirt and maybe just make it, actually we need to make this triplanar so we help get rid of some of these seams here, because that seam is horrible right there. And I don't think that's doing much for us. So let's go back to here and see what else we can do. Not a whole lot. Let's look at the crocodile leather and actually see if that's causing part of the problem. So let's go to UV. Oh, okay, that is a big difference. Let's do 6 maybe? Oh yeah, that's much better for the chairs themselves. The dirt's still not something I like. Yeah. Let's play. Just something dark. And I'm going to bring the dirt above the star so the dirt actually impacts that as well. And that's a little bit better. Now let's go to the party hats. Table. Table's a good one. So the table is what? In Unity, we had... Did I close it already? I guess so. But anyway, let's go to our table textures and supply closet. That's not what we need. UV supply closet, supply closet. Jeez. Where is it? Party chair. Party table. There we go. So let's throw that in here. Let's create a new layer and throw it in here under the base color. And I did that under the wrong layer, didn't I? Yep. Control X and Control V. And bring that over to it. So let's go party table right there. That's not correct. Party table. Really? What do we have? At 1? Oh, actually that is correct. The top would be like that, wouldn't it? And the bottom would be like that. So we might want to go in here and start dealing with the underside of it. What do I have written there? Freddy says hi. Apparently I was in a mood when I made this. So let's go ahead and add the other party table in here as well. And we'll put that in here. There we go. And you can see how crappy that works. So there's got to be... Oh, there we go. That's what we want. So we'll do this one here. So that's the party table. We're going to need to set this to a different kind of PBR. So we're going to go to transparent alpha blending. And we need to go under this particular material. No, we need to go under, what is it? Here, and add opacity to it. There we are. Now that we have opacity, we can add that to that particular layer. And now that we have it on that layer, we can start setting that up properly. So we can add this to like the opacity layer there. And that did not work in the least bit, because we're going to have to jump back in Photoshop to make that work properly, which is not something I really want to do at the moment. So let's turn off some other elements really quick and see what we do have. So we've got the chairs, which look like junk still. I'm not a fan of the dirt at all on these chairs. So let's go back to them, go back to the rust, and take a look at what we've got going on here. And I'm going to just darken it a lot.
Kind of looks like chairs that Pat used.
Nope, these would be chairs that Pat used. Anyway, that was an inside joke. Anyway, so we have our chairs and our gold things. Let's go to party hats. So the hats, we have to put the layer on that has this on it. So let's make a new layer and throw party hats on it really quick. Somewhere there, base color. So those are our party hats by default, which look like junk. So let's go to our rotation and do something like 45 maybe. Even that looks like crap. What about just 15? 15 looks like crap. 90. No. What is 0? Okay, we're just going to go with 180. Nope, they all look like junk. So that's that. 270. Why would they look different? So that's offsetting in that direction. And that's the scale, which doesn't matter. And here's rotation. The rotation's not doing anything for us. It's not giving us any favors here. Let's go to trilinear, actually. And do, I don't know, 5 units. Oh, that looks like crap. Look at that. Let's go to 0. And 0. And 2, maybe? Yeah, that looks like junk.
Sorry.
I don't know, 20. Let's just try stuff at this point. Who cares? Yeah, it all looks like shit. Let's turn off trilinear and go back to UVs. And just accept our overwhelming failure. And go with that. So now we need to do something to these hats that actually looks interesting. So once again, you know what? Screw it. I am going to refuse to use Rust for the rest of this video series. I've used it too many times. Let's challenge myself to use everything else that I have available to my fingers, because I'm tired of using that damn thing. So, what's gonna work for dirt? That's the question. So here's a thing called dirt. Let's put dirt down. There's dirt. Let's open up dirt. Take a look at it. So there's the mask. That's the blur. The blur doesn't matter so much. I think the balance, yeah, there we go. And we're going to max that out. And what I am going to do is go to Smart Masks and put ground dirt on top of it. Why is that above that one? Can I move that up? So what I want to do is there's going to be a very precise band of dirt. There we go. That I want. And that's exactly it. So those are our dirt bands. That's our dirt place. So let's gonna make that height a little bit higher. And we'll go with it. So that's dirt. Okay, so we've got what? What do we got? We got party chairs. We got dirty hats. We've got a table that's not good yet. And that's going to be... Let's turn off everything but the table right now. Let's make that table come to life. So, what do we want to do for the table? Once again, I am not allowed to use Rust. So how do we make the table come to life? We can use sulfur, but that's too obvious. Can we use scarf wool instead and add texturing through that? So for some reason, let's bring that to the top. There's that. Let's do 4 layers of that. Ugh. You can see that layer coming through right there. We're going to nuke that and find a different one that we have. Let's try fabric soft. There we go. Let's go to, I don't know, maybe 6 layers on top of that. That's good. We're going to turn off color, so that goes into the underlying base of this thing, and it looks a little bit more like fabric. And we're also going to do a triplanar on top of that. I'm going to take a look to make sure that actually goes across the sides somewhat, and it does somewhat, and it's okay. So at least we have that bit. Now we got the bottoms to deal with right there, and that's going to end up being something completely different. So let's go ahead and add a black mask. Oh, no, you know what? Let's add a white mask and start getting rid of the black components now. So let's go to select there, and that's all gone. Come at it from the side. Whoops. And grab all of this, and that's gone as well. So now that should not affect any of those elements. Let's go ahead and bring in something woodish. Bring that in really quick. Whoa, not a good texture. How about this? Also not good. Can we go to, yeah, let's go to large. Paldeo wood seems to be our best option here. It seems somewhat extreme from that particular viewpoint, but let's go in here and increase. Whoa. Okay, never mind. That looks like crap. We're going to nuke that. Let's go to something else for a change and do. Let's go to substance and see if I had downloaded a wood texture that actually makes sense. So let's go to my assets. Distressed wood is always a good option. Oh, particle board would be a very good one in this case. Actually, you know what? I don't need to do anything else. Particle board is exactly what I'm going to do. So let's throw that in here. And we're going to, of course, reduce those dimensions probably by a factor of 6. Oh, actually 8 maybe. So let's go to 8 now. Much bad. 10 actually. There we go. So you do kind of see the repetition at that point, but I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to go ahead and add our black mask to it, and we are going to select the appropriate places using white. So let's go over here, select this, and start grabbing stuff. There we are. So that's mainly because of the light source that it's looking like junk. So if we move that light source around, it still looks like crap, but that's because we don't have shadows in the scene. Can we add shadows? So let's go to active post effects, and we'll bring the environment in a little bit, but I want to turn shadows on. Much better. Okay, so now hopefully we can see, yeah, that normally you're not going to see that. It's not an issue. Okay, so let's turn off the environment for a second, or at least reduce it down a bit to what we're dealing with. So here you can see the moire effect as it tries to sample beyond what the frequency actually is. That's fun. Anyway, let's turn off shadows now and take a look at the metal parts of this. So we're going to need another layer. It's probably going to be what, aluminum? I'm guessing aluminum pure, aluminum something. So let's just do a search for alum, A-L-U-M. And that's all we got apparently, so we'll throw that on down and bring it on up to the top. Let's go ahead and put a black mask on it and grab everything on the bottom. Now we're going to, on top of that mask, add something else. So let's do Let's select it first and go to base color and bring that down a bit. So that's better right there. And I'm going to lower metallic a bit, like it's been disheveled over time. And same thing with the roughness. I'm going to increase the roughness. So now we have that. I am going to go to UV scale and increase that to 4 in case there's any kind of texturing going on with that particular object. That's better. Now we're going to add something to it to make it look interesting. What do we want to add to this? Can we have folders? Yes, we can. Let's create a folder. I'm going to add the aluminum to that folder under there. And what I want to do is go to materials and I'm not allowed to use rust fine, and technically I should not use rust coarse either because it's a derivative of that. So I'm going to continue to look for something other than those two. So what else can I use? Let's try to bring in dust for a second. I don't know how this is going to work, but we'll give it a go. So there's dust, and here are the details. We're going to bring them down to dark colors. You can see them kind of pop up here and there, but I completely hate that. You know what? Screw it. I want this to look good. So we're going to throw rust in here because rust looks good. We're going to make that dark. And we're going to brownify that a bit. Make that better. There we go. That looks good. And cavities. Do we want lots of cavities? Of course we do. The more cavities, the better. And we'll go to, oh, we've got some horrible UVs going on, but who cares, right? That doesn't matter to us. So let's continue on now. Particle board. Under you should be replacing stuff. So normal replace, height replace. And aluminum pure. You don't matter anymore. We're back under rust now. And the only thing that rust cares about are these two elements right down here. So let's go ahead to grab. Come on, rust. There we go. And you know what? You come out. You actually don't need to be in that folder. And we don't even need a folder anymore. Hold on. Let's move the rust out because we're doing nothing with it after all. Now we'll grab rust. We'll put in a black mask. Once we have the black mask, we will grab all the legs under the mask. We're going to go ahead and add a generate. No, you know what? Let's go to smart masks and just add something simple like rust ground. Nope, that is not simple. That's a piece of shit. So moving on, let's go to, let's see, ground dirt. And we'll have to manipulate this to make it work properly. So our levels go up. Our contrast stays, I guess, and dirt height can go up slightly. Contrast does little if nothing. Go up to this one. Maybe set it to 4, something higher. And also maybe a little bit darker. And turn on other stuff. It's definitely looking like an older decayed location, that's for sure. Except for the bottom. That part right there does not exhibit much of anything. So we might need to go back in and make sure that looks like crap. But the rest of it's looking okay. Anyway, I'm going to stop there. I'm going to hit Control S for save. We're going to go with party room table. Hit OK, and that's it for tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. We've skipped ahead by like 6 or 7 videos, but you know, that's what happens with real life. And I'll see you next time, okay? So long, goodbye.